The World Artificial Intelligence Conference 2025 wasn't just another AI expo, it was the year humanoid robots took over the floor, live, unscripted, and built to move. Over 800 companies filled 70,000 square meters of space, showing off more than 3,000 products. But the real crowd magnets? The humanoids. In this video, we're showing you what really went down at WAIC 2025. From Unitree's boxing robots, to Fourier's emotional caregiver bots, AgiBot's open source workers, and Keenon's bartending androids. You'll see real demos from the biggest humanoid companies in China. No CGI, no hype. And right from the start, one company took over the floor. That company was Unitree. They dropped their G1 box into what looked like a mini kickboxing ring. And no, it wasn't a staged animation. These robots were throwing punches, ducking, sidestepping, real-time, unscripted action. Each G1 is about 130 centimeters tall, runs on a 2-hour battery, and is packed with high torque motors in its joints. What made them different was their movement. They're controlled remotely, but the robots react live. They can feel the ground, compensate for shifting weight, and stay balanced even when shifting blows. It's torque-controlled precision and whole body coordination at work. And the G1 wasn't just flashy, it showed how far reactive locomotion has come, how IMUs and force sensors working together can create stability even during dynamic contact. While that action pulled people in outside the ring, inside the hall, Unitree had something even more surprising. The R1. This one isn't made to fight, it's built to move like a human. The R1 is full-sized and somehow priced under $6,000. And yet it runs, cartwheels, shadow boxes, and pulls off complex moves you don't usually expect from anything outside a research lab. It's not clunky either. The R1 has lightweight composite joints, high torque motors, and a real-time control loop that keeps it agile and stable even during fast transitions or recovery steps. When it lunges, it adjusts its balance instantly. This robot isn't for showing off in labs. It's for homes, offices, maybe even sports training one day. The price point alone tells you Unitree is thinking mass adoption, not just B2B. And it was hard not to notice the contrast across the hall. Tesla's Optimus stood behind a glass case, completely still. Visually impressive, sure, but compared to Unitree's bots actually moving around people, it felt unfinished. Tesla's bot looked like a concept. Unitree's looked like something you could take home and train with tomorrow. But Unitree wasn't the only name making waves. Fourier Intelligence brought something quite different but equally striking, the GR3. This bot isn't throwing punches or sprinting, it's built for emotional interaction. Think caregiving, support roles, social settings. It's got soft actuators for more natural motion, facial expressions that shift based on interaction, and sensor fusion tech that lets it read your body language and respond with emotional cues. This is the latest in a line that's already out there in over 300 hospitals, helping more than 1 million patients. The GR3 just steps it up with better interaction, more nuanced behavior, and a smoother interface for people who aren't used to dealing with robots at all. Meanwhile, Keenon Robotics came in from the hospitality side. They showed off the X-Man F1, and while that name sounds like a fighter jet, this humanoid was behind a live drink station, but here's what made it interesting. It wasn't working alone. It was coordinating with delivery bots in a full mock hospital setup, vision, speech, motion, all integrated. This is Keenon's larger strategy at play. They're not just building one robot to do one task. They're pushing for ecosystems, multiple bots that understand each other and work as a team. AgiBot came through with something for the open source crowd. Their Yuanzheng A2 is a general-purpose humanoid meant for places like warehouses or public buildings. It's open source, so developers can build their own applications and task routines. But the core tech is no joke. It's running real-time control loops using 3D visual modeling and trained on large motion datasets so it can learn how to move and adapt in real-world spaces. That adaptability is key. It doesn't just follow scripts, it adjusts live. Deep Robotics brought in the rugged class. Their bipedal robot is built for industrial inspection and safety patrol. And they weren't just saying that. The demo had it walking through obstacle-filled industrial mock-ups. It was doing live object recognition and navigating using LiDAR and SLAM. The whole system is tuned for rough, uneven terrain, places where wheels fail and humans still struggle. If you're thinking oil rigs, construction zones, or disaster sites, this is where that robot would go. Then came Roboterra. Their L7 model is a full-sized humanoid, 171 centimeters tall, with electrically powered joints and a posture control system driven by inertial sensors. The whole design is modular, so you can tweak it depending on what environment it's being deployed in. Their target? Educational and service settings, smart campuses, event spaces, places where you need interaction and instruction but don't want full-time human staff. And while it wasn't doing backflips, it handled balance, stability, and user engagement smoothly. Now here's where the story shifts gears a bit. The national and local co-built Humanoid Robotics Innovation Center had something you don't usually see. Rows of humanoids lined up like a formation. They weren't demoing action, they were demoing scale. These bots, part of the King Long series and Vanguard Matrix, were dressed in uniforms and clearly set up to show off mass production. Not one or two units doing fancy things, but dozens built for deployment. The message was clear: China's gearing up for widespread humanoid rollout, not just prototypes for shows. One of the big industrial surprises came from Shanghai Electric. Their new humanoid SUYUAN isn't built for charm, it's built to work. At 167 centimeters tall and 50 kilograms, it's compact but highly capable. It can move at 5 kilometers per hour, but more importantly, it's got 38 degrees of freedom and a staggering 275 TOPS of on-device AI compute. That kind of power means it can do real-time task analysis, recognize objects, manipulate them precisely, and react to changing layouts. The demo showed it sorting and relocating crates of different sizes based on what it was seeing, with no delay. LiDAR and binocular vision were doing heavy lifting there. SUYUAN wasn't alone either. Shanghai Electric had another piece in their lineup, the LINGKE dual-arm robot. This one's made for manufacturing with closed-loop data feedback. It can analyze its performance, clean and label that data, train new models, and then redeploy with adjustments already built in. That means it gets better as it works. It's not just automation, it's continuous self-optimization. And Shanghai Electric didn't stop at robots. Their joint venture with Johnson Electric brought something a little different: robotic hardware modules. We're talking rotary joints, finger joints, linear actuators, all designed to slot into next-gen humanoids. Quiet, responsive, and tightly integrated with software control systems. They even signed cooperation deals with Fourier Robotics and the National Robotics Innovation Center, pointing to a future where the parts, the systems, and the application layers are all standardized. But WAIC 2025 wasn't just about physical robots. The digital ones made a serious appearance too. Baidu rolled out their latest generation of AI avatars, what they call digital humans. And these things aren't just video mascots. They think, they decide, and they're used daily in business. One of the wildest demos was a live stream, 6 hours, straight hosted by two of these digital avatars. Now, they weren't just talking heads either. They drove more sales than the human streamer who originally inspired them. Right now, over 10,000 companies are using these AI personas for things like customer support, product showcases, and even entertainment hosting. They're fast, consistent, and cheaper than a full human staff. And Baidu's ambitions aren't limited to the screen. They got approval to launch fully autonomous Robotaxis in downtown Shanghai, specifically the Pudong district. It's one of the densest zones in the city. Getting clearance for autonomous operation there, that's no small feat. It's also another step in physical AI integration. Not humanoid this time, but another real-world embodiment of software intelligence. One more name worth noting, Kepler Robotics. They focused on factory environments. Their bipedal robots were live on the floor, performing inspection routines. Using onboard LiDAR and visual SLAM, they navigated industrial setups, scanning for anomalies, validating assembly points, and mapping layouts. What stood out is that they weren't remote-controlled or reacting to scripts. They were identifying, deciding, and executing live. It's the kind of system that replaces routine human labor in manufacturing lines and does it with way less downtime. WAIC 2025 showed where humanoid and embodied AI is heading. Out of the lab, into the world, and soon enough, maybe into your workplace. If you're into humanoid robots, AI breakthroughs, and real-world demos like these, make sure to subscribe. Drop a like if you found this interesting, and hit the bell so you don't miss what's coming next. Catch you in the next one.